Is there an age limit, a certain age that you have to be in order to contribute to an IRA or Roth IRA? More importantly, is there an age at which you're no longer eligible to do that? These rules change. I've got that and more coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. Do you have to be a certain age in order to contribute to an IRA or a Roth IRA? And a lot of times this question will come up around tax time, which we're almost there at the time I'm recording this, where parents of, let's just say young adults, although that term adult, you could put in quotes, air quotes, young adults are working part-time, while they're still in college, or they worked in the summer in high school or something like that, and they've got a little bit of income. And clients that we're doing comprehensive financial planning for, we've talked about being proactive with your finances and your tax planning and all of that. And so they ask the question, or we'll bring it up, hey, should you have your child fund a Roth IRA or whatever with these dollars? And inevitably, the question comes up, well, don't you need to be a certain age in order to contribute to an IRA or to a Roth IRA? Before I come back to that, the opposite is true as well. I mean, sometimes we are working with folks nearing retirement or maybe early on in retirement. Maybe retirement also included a part-time job where as you retire from your career, they say, will you stay on as a consultant? We'll have you, consult for a handful of years. We've even had some where they've been called out of retirement thanks to this labor shortage we've got going on, and saying, hey, can you work 10 hours a week or 20 hours a week and help us through this bind, blah, blah, blah. And then the question's brought up, well, listen, I'm 73 or I'm 68 or something. Can I contribute to an IRA? They often don't ask it because they're pulling dollars out, but we're thinking it as financial planners. When you do tax planning, you're looking for two things. You're wanting to avoid surprises. I don't want a tax surprise. No one likes that. Certainly owing money when I didn't expect it, or getting an enormous refund that you weren't expecting either. I mean, that one feels better, right? But if we have tax refund delays again or whatever, and all of a sudden you got $8,000 tied up in the IRS's pocket, you're not making any interest, or you're not using that money the way you'd want to, I mean, that can be a surprise as well. So that's one. But then the second is to identify opportunities. And so in that later stage of your career, or right at the end of career or in retirement, if you're working, then your CFP should be thinking, well, is there an opportunity here? And so the question is there an age limit? Is there an age at which you're too young and can't contribute to an IRA or a Roth IRA? Or is there an age at which you're too old and you can't contribute to a Roth IRA or an IRA? Well, listen, guys, the rules actually just changed. We're going to start with the Roth IRA. There is no age limit with the Roth IRA, period. And there never has been. You can be of any age. I mean, legally, you've got to be able to work, right, and abide by those, child labor laws. But as long as you've got earned income, you can contribute to a Roth IRA. And there's no age limit on the other end as well, that you can't be too old to contribute to a Roth IRA either. So again, for the Roth IRA, you've just got to have earned income, and you can't have too much of it. By the way, we've talked about that too. So it's not an age limit, it's more of an earnings and income limit. You've got to have, so most people think that your Roth IRA, your contribution limit is $6,500. That's the new limit for this year. So you can contribute $6,500 to your Roth IRA, an extra $1,000 if you're age 50 or older. And most people think, well, that's the limit. Well, technically, you can contribute up to 100% of your earned income, your paycheck money, or $6,500, whichever is lower, okay, or $7,500 because the $1,000 catch up at age 50. And then spousal as well, if you earn enough money to if you earn $13,000 and your spouse doesn't earn anything, then you can each do $6,500 to a Roth IRA, that sort of thing. So it's up to your earned income limit, not your Social Security, not dividends, not any of that stuff, your earnings, okay? But no age limit. Now, if your income, not earned income, but if your total income is too much, then you could be excluded from doing the Roth, again, no matter what age you are. Again, if you're 18 or you're 17 and your income is so high that you can't contribute to a Roth, fantastic. Make sure you're working with a CFP because you've got a complicated financial life. Lots of opportunities you've got to navigate there. But the wage, your overall adjusted gross income, these numbers change, but for a married filing jointly, around $214,000, somewhere in there, your modified adjusted gross income needs to be, or adjusted gross income needs to be. If you make more than that, if your total income is more than that on your tax return, can't do a Roth contribution. So again, no age limit for the Roth. You just got to have earned income, but you can't have too much income. Now, what about the IRA? Now, these rules recently changed. There's not an age at which, well, you've got to be a certain age in order to contribute, but previously you weren't eligible to contribute to an IRA after turning 70 and a half. And you might think, wait, I feel like I've heard that age before. And yeah, that was the age that you were required to start drawing money out of your IRA, at least a certain amount, your required minimum distribution. They've since changed the age from 70 and a half to 72. They're trying to push it out even longer. But that used to be the age limit. So even if you were still working at that point, it was at that point you needed to start drawing money out of your IRAs and you could no longer contribute new money in. They've changed that rule. Now the rule for IRAs matches that for Roth IRAs. There's no age limit. You just need to have earned income in order to contribute to an IRA. You're still required to withdraw a minimum amount out at age 72. By the way, I didn't honorable mention that, but Roth IRA has no required minimum distribution, but the IRA does, but you can still contribute to an IRA, again, as long as you have earned income. Unlike the Roth though, if your income gets so big with the IRA that do you ever reach a point where you're not eligible to contribute? No, actually not. However, you could reach a point where you're no longer eligible to deduct your contribution to your IRA. And most people think, well, that's the benefit. That's why you do an IRA, right? Is to get the deduction. Well, in certain circumstances, if you make too much money, and you have a retirement plan available at work that you're using, then you can't deduct that contribution. You still may want to do it because all the growth on that is tax deferred, so you may want to do that. But you can still contribute to the IRA no matter what, no matter how high your income gets. So you can see the implications here. It's a pretty big deal. And I would go back to that original scenario that I mentioned, or really those two, because this is where these rules really, really shine. You might say, well, this doesn't impact me at all. Well, it could, and it could impact your kids. Once your kids start working, and my oldest is 12, and I'm already priming the pump. Hey, where's your first job going to be? She's confident it's going to be Starbucks. I don't love that. I don't love that idea, but I do love the idea of her working, and I want her thinking that she's working, so that as soon as she gets a car, as soon as she's 15 or whatever it is, start working a couple hours and learn that process of working with people, what a paycheck looks like, what FICA is, those sorts of things. And when that happens, if she's using the money for expenses, fantastic. Maybe my wife and I will look at making a contribution to her Roth IRA for her, or more importantly, building that habit with her to say, well, if you're going to use some of this income as play money, spending money, let's take 15% and set it aside for retirement. Start funding that Roth IRA. There's no age limit, and I would encourage you to do so as you think about kiddos of yours that maybe had part-time jobs or worked in the summer last year, doing and funding that Roth IRA before the tax filing deadline this April. On the flip side, again, this second scenario, we've got this labor shortage, this labor crisis. If you've left work or retired, but then gone back to work, and you thought, well, I'm sort of semi-retired, I'm not saving for retirement, there might be a tax opportunity for you here. There might be where you could get some additional tax credits or reduce your AGI to a certain level or something. Work with your certified financial planner to see if that opens up an opportunity for you. All of this, guys, is centered on comprehensive financial planning, so make sure you're working with your CFP that's working with you on tax planning, helping you avoid surprises and capture opportunities. If your CFP is not helping you with that, you can contact one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com. You can find us there as well, or give us a call, 574-247-5898. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.